your checks. College hoops beats pump breaking necks. GunzPicks in the air, we ain't playing nice. Best rolling, paper stacking straight ice. Double units fired, man, winners only. Player props hitting, no rolling lonely. Bankroll swole, just stacking that cheddar. Breaking ankles daily, no one do it better. Let's keep dancing, cannon shots fired. Cashing best clips, reloaded, never tired. Have ourselves a day, straight up ballin'. Every show lit, you know we all in. Hit the hardwood, buzzers buzz, call it lit. Numbers crunch, strategy so legit.
Good morning, everybody. It's a beautiful Sunday. Live from the GunzPicks studios, it is the Breakin Show. I am the host of the most point guard podcast, the self-proclaimed CBB GOAT himself, and we're coming off yet another 2-in-1 day. We always can't get the sweep. It frustrates me all heck, but I digress. The show has been absolutely electric. We're 80 and 56 on the plays that I give out on this show. That is 58.8%. That is why you need to be a subscriber to the GunzPicks channel, because we give you the sharpest information on the planet. And also, like the video that you're watching right now. And if you're watching this on Twitter, get over to YouTube so you can go and like the video and get into the comment section. We've already got the chat rolling this beautiful morning. And Mike Munoz is in, says, Guns came through with the Michigan play. You know it, man. Plus 134, I think, was the money line on that game. And Victor in the building says, time to cash, baby. And he comes back. Oh, yeah, he hit it again. And then, of course, my guy Stacks in the building says, Guns Belt. Man, I do miss the Sun Belt. I'm actually, you know what? There are still some Sun Belt plays in contention in some of the other tournaments. I'm not going to be playing any of them today, but I do have an NIT play, and I have 2 tournament plays to give out to the people today. Like I said, just like the videos. That's all I'm asking you to do. And get to the comment section. Chill Will in the building says, Miss Guns at Pubblepalooza. Yeah. It's a tough time for me to go. I got a trip going on in August that I'm planning for. So had to pick one or the other. And anywho, I digress. Let's go into the plays that pay the bills. Let's start with the NIT play that I mentioned. We're going to go Oklahoma versus SMU at Moody Coliseum, Dallas, Texas, and 3 p.m. It's going to be the tip on this game. And when you look at the numbers, statistically, the Mustangs are just the better team in this spot. They're 48th in offensive efficiency, 49th in field goal percentage, 13th on the offensive rebounds, and they're 28th in the country with 3-point percentage. Defensively for this SMU team, they're 60th in defensive efficiency, 48th in opposing field goal percentage, but they're 184th in defensive rebounds. On the other side, though, for the Oklahoma State Cowboys, different story. Their offense is 148th in offensive efficiency, 292nd in field goal percentage, 290th in turnover percentage, and they're 226 from three-point land, and they're 184th in the country in free throw percentage. So offensively, not a good team for Oklahoma State. And on the defensive side, they're very bad at defending the ball. They're 289th in the country in opposing field goal percentage. They're 170th in defensive rebounding. And they also foul a lot and get their opponents to the line. 260th in the country in opposing free throw attempts per game. And they're also 235th in defending the three, which is going to be a key factor in this one, knowing this SMU team can hit their threes. And then from a spread perspective, this is a SMU spot all day long. SMU is 11-2 ATS as a single-digit favorite of more than 3 points. On the other side, Oklahoma State is 0-8 ATS as a single-digit dog of more than 5 points. So with all that being said, we're going to be riding with the Mustangs here. Giddy up! Let's go SMU, minus 9.5 as play. Number 1. Oh, no! Other side for Stacks on this one. He's got Oklahoma State in his pocket. We'll see what happens in that game. I can't ignore the Stags on this one. I think they get it done here in Dallas, Texas. All right. Now we're going to get into the tournament plays, the neutral site games. The first one that I'm going to ride with you guys is the total here on the St. Mary's and Alabama game here at Rocket Arena in Cleveland, Ohio. 6-10 is going to be the tip on this game. When you break down these teams here, the strength of the Alabama squad is their offense. 4th in offensive efficiency, 12th in field goal percentage, 50th in offensive rebounding. But they're only 119th from three-point land, and they're 147th in turnover percentage, 212th in free throw percentage. So some key numbers there that usually gets the score on the upper side. But they're going to be facing a St. Mary's defense that is top 10 in the country. They're 7th in defensive efficiency. They're 14th in opposing field goal percentage. They're 9th in defensive rebounding. And they're 17th in opposing free throw attempts per game. So defensively, I think this St. Mary's team can stand up to this Bama attack. Then you just got to look at how these two teams are as far as their strategy is concerned. You have a St. Mary's team that loves to play slow, snail's pace at best. They're ranked 360th in the country in adjusted tempo. On the other side, it's a little bit of a different story for Alabama because Alabama wants to run the ball and score a lot of points. They are number 1 in the country in adjusted tempo. So it's going to be a very interesting element here on who's going to control the pace of this game. And then you just got to look at St. Mary's under team all year long. They're 13-3 to the under in their last 16 games. They're 4-0 to the under as a dog. They're 7-1 to the under on neutral courts. Also, Bama is typically more of an over team if you look at their numbers. But most of the time when Bama has these a total, it's usually between 160 and 175. In this situation, it's down to 149.5. That is more of an underline to me than it is an overline. And then you just got to look at how Bama performed in their first game at Rocket Arena versus Robert Morris. They shot 28.3% from 3. They shot 66.7% from the free throw line versus Robert Morris. So even though they put up like 90 points in that game, I think they did have some struggles there, and that game was a lot closer than anticipated. So I think this St. Mary's team is going to be able to control the pace of this game, keep things low, and that defense is going to give them fits, knowing that Bama really unimpressive in their first game shooting. So I think it's going to be done here. Let's see. Low total on this one. Give me St. Mary's, Bama under the total here, 149.5 as the play, baby. All right. Odds, my man, coming in says, Sup? What's going on? And he likes, Stacks likes Bama today. We shall see. Going to be a tough one there in Cleveland. All right. Got one more play for you guys. Before I do that, you know what you need to do. You need to go scroll that mouse over to the thumbs up button on this video on YouTube and hit the like button. That's right. That's all I ask. That's all I ask. I'm giving you this information for free. Like I said, what's my record? 58.8%, 80 and 56 on the show. Have I done enough for you guys? Just hit the like button. And share these videos with anybody that wants some sharp information for that matter. Like I said, doing this for free, just trying to get the people the money to the masses. I want everybody to cash tickets here. So, all right, I digress. Let's go to what I like to call my best bet for Sunday. Let's go. And I would be non-Duke fan if I didn't go take my boys today. That's right. Duke is going to be playing Baylor here. A little bit of, going to have a reunion here with Roach today. He plays for Baylor now. We're going to go to Lenovo Center in Raleigh, North Carolina. This is going to be a 240 tip on this one. And when you look at this Duke team, they're the number 1 in KenPom for a reason. They're top 5 in offense and defensive statistics. They're 3rd in offensive efficiency, 4th in defensive efficiency. They're 5th in offensive field goal percentage, and they're number 1 in the country in defending shots in opposing field goal percentage. They're also 17th from the free throw line, and they're 19th in three-point percentage. This is an elite team with the Duke Blue Devils. Now, when we look at Baylor, Baylor's strength is their offense. They're 16th in offensive efficiency, but they're 139th in field goal percentage and 90th from the charity stripe. I don't get the free throw. They also don't get to the free throw line a lot. If you look at their numbers, they're only ranked 270th in the country in free throw attempts per game. So even in this scenario, and if you look at Duke, they don't allow their opponents to get to the free throw line anyways. They're ranked very high as far as opponent free throw attempts per game as well. So I think if you want to win this game, you're going to have to get to the line. You have to make free throws, and I think that's going to be an advantage here for the Duke Blue Devils. Now you just got to look at this from a spread perspective because Duke is sitting here as a 12.5 point favorite in this position. Did you know Duke is 9-2 ATS as a favorite between 10 and 20 points this season? They're also 9-2 ATS in their last 11 games. And then you got to look at the Baylor side. When you don't want to take Baylor is when they're a dog. I know they've covered their last 4 straight games. People are saying this team is starting to heat up, but they're 4-7 ATS in their last 11 games, 3-9 ATS as a dog this year. And this is the highest spread number as a dog that Baylor has had all year. So I think Duke should be able to get it done here. They're basically going to be playing to a home crowd, knowing they're playing in North Carolina. So it's going to be a very difficult spot here. And Baylor on the road, if let's just in theory call this a road game for this scenario. I think it's going to be a bad spot for them, and Duke should roll in this game in Raleigh. 240 is going to be the tip on this game. Best bet, Duke, minus 12.5 as the play. Old D coming in says, morning squad. All right, to recap for everybody, and if you like the content, like I said, hit the like button on this one. We're going to start with the NIT. Go with SMU minus 9.5. We're going to go St. Mary's Bama under 149.5. And we're going to end it off with my best bet, the Duke Blue Devils minus 12.5 as the 3 plays that paid the bills. Also, going to be dropping my plays on Dub Club. I think we went 4-2 yesterday on the Dub Club plays. Narrowly missed the Wisconsin game. Plus, I've been dropping a lot of second half plays on my Discord. If you want to go check that out, I usually just find a spot here and there on the second half plays. We went 2-0 on the plays yesterday. We took Wisconsin, and I can't remember the other one off the top of my head, but those all cashed. So, yeah, I would say go check those out as well. Join my Discord, dropping plays all the time there. So that's going to do it here for the Breakin' Ankles show. Stacks in there says, appreciate you, my guy. All right, let's have ourselves a damn Sunday, shall we? Let's cash some tickets. Let's dominate the board. And as always, let's keep dancing. Ba-bang.
Daily, no one do it better. Let's keep dancing. Cannon shots fired. Cash and best clips reloaded, never tired. Have ourselves a day, straight up ballin'. Every show lit. You know we all in. Hit the hardwood, buzzers buzz, call it lit. Numbers crunch, strategy so legit. Breaking down plays, knowledge deep.